Have you ever experienced the loss of a loved one and wanted to know how to turn that grief into something great? Well, in this video, I'll share how I did just that. When I lost both of my grandmothers 5 days apart, I created something that was pretty remarkable and that will impact the lives of others for days, weeks, months, years, and centuries to come. Check it out and get some great ideas on how you can turn your grief into something great too. Hey there, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, welcome to the channel. Hopefully you'll stick around and experience all the, I feel like, life-saving, life-changing tips that I'll be sharing or that I've been sharing on confidence, resilience, leadership, and life. Now, I'm just getting back from the beach. I went to Panama City Beach, Florida to celebrate my 45th big birthday. So my birthday, especially if you've been following, it was a traumatic experience on my 15th birthday. You can check out my first book to learn more about that. But since then, I have made it a point to always do something special to celebrate my birthday. And so I went to the beach just after my birthday, but on my actual birthday, I did something really, really special. That's when I announced and actually released this book. 100 Lessons My Centenarian Grandmas Taught Me. Now let me go back just a little bit. So on March 29th, I lost my grandma, O.C. Williams. 5 days later, on April 3rd, I lost my other grandmother, Agnes Owens. And both of my grandmothers were close to me, near and dear and special to my heart. And I'd really gotten a chance to get closer than ever to both of them a few years ago when I wrote a book with each of them. I wrote a book sharing both of their stories. And so I really got to know both of my grandmothers even better, even more and on a much deeper level. But not only that, I got to see myself as I was hearing their stories and talking to them. I was able to see myself in both of them. And so my grandmother was really special to me. And I also recognized that I had something that most people don't have or never had. And I don't take that for granted. I never took that for granted. And that is my grandmothers. I knew both of my grandmothers, had very close relationships with both of my grandmothers. And I had the opportunity to write both of their stories. And so with me losing them 5 days apart so unexpectedly, it was really, really challenging. But I said, okay, that means this is another opportunity for me to demonstrate exactly what saying so what is, and to demonstrate exactly what it means to be resilient. And in this case, to turn grief into something great. And so on March 29th, like I said, I lost Grandma O.C. April 3rd, I lost Grandma Agnes, who we call Gigi. Lost to her on April 3rd. April 7th was Grandma O.C.'s funeral. The following weekend, we were planning for Grandma's funeral. And April 20th was Grandma Agnes's funeral. April 27th, the So What Awards and Scholarship Soiree had already been scheduled for almost a year. And that is a big fundraiser that I have for the So What Foundation, which I founded a little over a decade ago. You can check out the video about the So What Awards and Scholarship Soiree because it is an incredible event. So with me having all that happening in the month of April, it was very challenging, emotionally challenging, even physically challenging. And being a part of the transition of both of my grandmothers in two different cities and not in the city where I live, and then dealing with funerals and everything that comes with funerals, which is never great or pleasant. It's always hard. And then the following week having my big fundraising event, which I play a big part in. And so I said, okay, how am I supposed to process these feelings and how am I supposed to deal with the grief that I'm feeling with losing my grandmothers? And it's like, okay, again, I had to say, so what? And so saying so what is just like, okay, this is a tough thing. It's a very tough thing, but I'm accepting it because this is the reality of the situation. But so now what? How am I supposed to move forward from this? What can I do? How can I make something positive out of this really sad situation? For me at the time, it was a double whammy. I lost both of my grandmothers. And so I said, okay, what am I gonna do? I know I'm supposed to do something really remarkable in this situation because this situation is really, really unexpected and really tough. With me having the So What Awards on April 27th, the week after the second funeral, I said, I know I should do something here. And it's a So What Awards and Scholarship Soiree. And so I was excited because one of the things that I did to turn this the grief that I was feeling into something great was I created the Agnes Owens and O.C. Williams Memorial Scholarship. And that will be given to a young woman with a demonstrated story of resilience pursuing post-secondary opportunity. So I was super excited to announce that at the So What Awards and Scholarships RA, to announce this new scholarship that was created in honor of my grandmothers. And that will be given out every year at the So What Awards and Scholarships RA. So I was excited about that. One way of honoring my grandmothers and carrying their legacy forward and blessing the next generation, and doing that for years to come in honor of my grandmothers. So that was one way I turned that grief into something great. And the second, which I also announced at the So What Awards and Scholarship Soiree, because I'd gotten the book cover design, had just arrived, actually the day of the awards program. I was still feverishly working on the book, but I did have the book cover, and I showed the book cover at the So What Awards and Scholarship Soiree. And this is the book. This is the book, 100 Lessons My Centenarian Grandmas Taught Me. 2 centuries of motherly wisdom and timeless advice on confidence, resilience, leadership, and life. I was excited because I got the idea to write a book. One grandmother, Agnes Owens, was 102. She had turned 102 on March 10th, and she passed on April 3rd. Grandma O.C. passed on March 29th, and she would have been 98 on April 24th. So the exact average of their ages was 100. 100, exactly 100. And so I came up with the title, 100 Lessons that I got from my grandmothers. Either they straight up told me, or they demonstrated through their lives, or as we talked when I was writing their book, I was able to pull out these lessons. And I didn't want these lessons to leave when they left. They live in me, and I will always demonstrate those lessons, but I also wanted others to receive these lessons, especially since I speak to young people so often, for young people to read these lessons and get these lessons and see how they could apply them to their own lives. And probably even more importantly and most immediately, for them to have a greater appreciation and greater respect for grandparents in their lives or elders in their lives, and the wisdom that they can take from those. And so I was excited, and I'm still excited, because I released this book on May 22nd, which was my 45th birthday, but I announced it at the So What Awards and Scholarship Soiree. And it's something that's going to be special and live on and carry out the lessons for a lifetime. And so the book is broken into 4 parts: lessons on confidence, lessons on resilience, lessons on leadership, and lessons on life. And so I'll be creating a video for all 100 lessons, where I will share the lesson and what I got from my grandmothers, but then I'll also break down the tips. Because with every chapter, there are 5 tips on how to live that lesson. 100 lessons with 5 tips on how to live the lesson. So I'll be making a video for every lesson where I'll break down those tips on how you can live that lesson. So be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel so you won't miss a single video. I'm gonna have a lot of fun sharing these lessons that I got from my beautiful, amazing, wise, and funny grandma. So be sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single video.